Discovered some unfamiliar clothing items with my boyfriend of 5 years, and his strange reaction has me thinking he might be cheating. Posted by you Ontario Broke. Apologies, it's quite detailed. Yesterday, at 25F, I was cleaning the laundry area and cleared out the old detergent containers, along with all the collected lint and trash. The space was totally bare, except for a fresh bottle of detergent and some new dryer sheets. Later that evening around 10 p.m., I stepped in to double-check the garage door lock, and everything still appeared empty just like before. This morning, right before heading to work, I noticed my boyfriend, 25M, had tossed yesterday's outfit onto the floor. Mixed in with his things were a pair of fancy socks that I can absolutely confirm do not belong to me. At first, I didn't jump to any conclusions about infidelity, but his reaction afterward has me reconsidering. His replies felt really unusual. I kept things neutral, didn't accuse him or hint at suspicion, and simply stated facts. Here's exactly what I texted. Good morning, babe. Earlier today, I spotted some socks in the laundry space. They looked a little soiled, so I washed them. They're from a high-end designer label, meaning they really ought to go back to their owner. The brand is Y, and apparently if you're dropping $50 on socks, they even include a shoe size lol. Women's size 5. Just pass along the message that they're safe here. I can hand them over if someone stops by, or you could deliver them yourself. After sending that, he basically started questioning me intensely about whether I was remembering correctly. I'm completely certain, like 1000%, those socks weren't there the night before, and they're definitely not mine, which makes his defensiveness stand out. This isn't his usual behavior at all. Then he added, by the way, I prefer handling my own laundry, which is completely false. Since I work remotely, he constantly asks me to take care of his clothes, so that comment felt off too. Next he claimed, they belong to our buddy Brian, he's got tiny feet so it adds up. I reached out to Brian directly and he replied, nope, those aren't mine or anyone close to me, way too small. I'm an 11, my girlfriend's an 8, they wouldn't fit either of us. Appreciate you asking though, feel free to keep them if you want. So I let my boyfriend know, not Brian's after all. Honestly, it doesn't matter whose they are, just please make sure they get returned. I don't want the dog chewing on them. Instead of addressing that, he switched topics completely and asked whether I'd be joining his family's dinner, which I always attend without hesitation. That felt strange too. Right after I replied, of course I would, why wouldn't I? He phoned me and said, no reason. Just wondered if maybe you weren't in the mood, but you're welcome as always, obviously. He kept pressing, who actually pays $50 for socks? Are you positive they're not yours? I think I've seen you in them before. I answered, no idea who would spend that kind of money, but seriously, I don't want the dog getting hold of them. I'm 100% sure they're not mine, and turns out they're not Brian's or Maddie's either. He asked, you talked to him already today, then, what exactly did he tell you? I repeated Brian's message. And he just said, all right, gotta run. Have a great day, love you, and ended the call abruptly. He knows very well I'm not the possessive or suspicious type. I'm fine with him having female friends, sharing rides, working alongside women, or hanging out regularly. I never make a fuss. If he'd simply said, oh, those are from female friend's name, I wouldn't have blinked, and he's aware of that from our history together. I'm not sure. The whole thing feels strange to me now, and perhaps I'm reading too much into it. Am I worrying unnecessarily, or is there actually cause for concern? Top relevant comments. Commenter 1. After 5 years together, you likely understand his personality pretty well. If his behavior seems off or unlike him, listen to your instincts. You could bring it up directly. Your response about those socks confused me, can we discuss it? And observe if he gets more defensive or evasive. Or, for the moment, drop it but stay observant. Has he been acting differently elsewhere, like being vague about plans, extra protective of his phone, taking longer showers, etc.? It's your call. Just don't ignore what happened or talk yourself into believing it's nothing. Those socks appeared from somewhere. Commenter 2, really suspicious how he flipped it back onto you with, are you sure they're not yours? that's a major red flag. A genuine, innocent explanation would come easily. If he was truly puzzled, he'd admit it instead of trying to make you doubt your own memory. In a subtle way, he basically gave himself away. Commenter 3. I was expecting the title to mean you confronted him aggressively, but it's surprising someone would get this rattled over such a harmless thing unless there's more beneath the surface. I'm not rushing to assume cheating. Maybe something else embarrassing is involved. Perhaps the socks are actually his, or he wore them once as a joke emergency and now feels awkward since they were called small, fancy, feminine looking. Possible, I suppose. Still, his worry about what Brian might have told you is especially concerning. Please give us an update. Ops response, sorry, I should have acted sooner. I truly didn't think it was anything major until the weird vibes hit, and by then it felt awkward to push over messages. He's usually relaxed in texts, so I avoided anything confrontational there. He's pretty skilled at sounding convincing on calls. I've seen him do it with others, but not so much face-to-face. I ended up skipping the family dinner because I was hurt, and reading the comments helped me see how likely cheating might be. Anyway, not sure when I can post more. Had a family emergency pop up right before he got back, so I went to my parents'. I'll be home tonight and plan to speak with him then. Update 1 week later. Apologies for taking so long, work was hectic. When we finally had a quiet moment at home, I raised the issue. He immediately got irritated and said something like, paraphrased, I thought we moved past this. You need to trust me. If you can't, that's your own issue, not a problem with me. I explained calmly, I'm not insecure about who I am or about us. If something happened, it happened. If not, great. Either way, I'll handle it. I just want honesty, no blame, no drama. He kept arguing and used harsh words I'd never heard him direct at me or any woman. That moment confirmed everything for me. He brought up how he expects trust because of what his mom did to his dad. Normally that might carry weight, but in his case, he never seemed deeply scarred by it, more like he used it to build emotional walls. I pointed out the inconsistencies and lies, but he claimed he didn't remember saying anything false. When I asked straight up if he'd been unfaithful, he exploded again. I said, please just answer. He shouted, nothing happened, why are you acting so insane and paranoid? To be clear, I asked if we could talk, he agreed. I stayed calm, explained my feelings, asked directly if anything occurred. No yelling, no cutting him off. I listened fully, acknowledged his emotions, even said sorry for anything on my side that upset him. I wasn't being irrational or jealous. I told him I think we should just be friends from now on. He doesn't agree. Right now I'm sorting my belongings and searching for a new place. If nothing opens up soon, I'll stay with family temporarily. Top relevant comments. Commenter, offer to stay only if he admits everything. Maybe record the talk too. Then leave his sorry self anyway. Text his dad so he knows his son followed in his mom's footsteps. Ops response, his dad is genuinely one of the nicest people I know. I wouldn't want to cause him pain with family drama. I don't hate my ex, the love is simply gone. This week brought a lot of rage, but it didn't help. I've been reflecting, focusing on good memories, clearing my mind. Mostly, I feel relief. Relief I found out now instead of years later. Relief I can prioritize myself. Relief no kids or marriage tie us. It's tough, but relief beats anger any day. Commenter 2, you're handling this with more composure than most ops I've seen. Wishing you strength as you move forward. Ops response, thanks. Honestly, I might not have stayed so calm if he'd responded differently. The second he spoke to me that way, my view of him changed instantly. I had zero interest in arguing or staying. I just wanted out. Edit added by op. I explained that his tone in that moment showed me two things. 1, he was probably not truthful, and 2, I refused to accept being addressed that way by a partner ever again. He wants to fix things, and argues one argument shouldn't destroy 5 years. I told him staying wouldn't be fair because my feelings have shifted permanently. I don't view him the same anymore. Dragging it on when I'm this certain would be wrong.